everyone, sorry for the inconvenience about the second video, it not being able to hear it, and sorry that I just waited a long time to put the second video up again, so let's try this again. I'm sorry for the inconvenience, but let's just go back to where we started. We are on 28, where you get pinched on the gluteus maximus, the rear, the booty, whatever you want to call it. That's where they get pinched on there, and it's just, you're just like, whenever I snap my finger, whenever you wake and I snap my fingers, it'll be as if someone pinched you on the rear. So you wake up and you snap your fingers like like that, and then they start blaming someone. Probably that's usually what happens. It's usually pretty funny. I learned this from Mark Savard or something like that off online, but it was pretty good, and he worked pretty well for him. He's a stage hypnosis, so he did really good with it. So hope that one helps y'all out. 29, only speaks Chinese or Martian. Another could be a translator, which means someone speaks Chinese or Martian and then someone else tries to translate. So you tell this one person, okay, when you awake you'll be only able to speak Chinese or something like that, or Martian, and whenever they awake and you talk to them, they'll be like like that or something, and then the other person will just try to translate it, and who knows what they'll say. That's the funny part. This depends on who you pick and their personality usually. 30, drive a new car. So they're driving it, you just wake them up. Well, you really don't even have to wake them up for this. You just tell them to just like reach forward and grab this wheel of this awesome Mustang or Ferrari or whatever. And then whenever they're just sitting back, they'll be cruising, just keeping it real. And then they can turn up the music or whatever, be rocking out. Something, I don't know, but then you could have a police chase them because they're speeding, and then that kind of scares them. And then if you want to, you can even make the police car their parents. It's like, oh man, those aren't the police, those are your parents, and they're there, and then they'll freak out, and then you put them back to sleep or whatever. Just whatever you want to do from there. Number 31, a 10-foot tongue. So whenever they talk, their tongue will just like roll out because you told them they have a 10-foot long tongue. And it'll be like on the ground, and they'll have to try to roll it back up and stick it in their mouth again, and then when they try, it falls back out. So you can just do that as many times as you want, or just go from there and have them try to talk, because they'll be funny. They'll be like, oh, like that. They'll do something like that. It'll be pretty funny or dumb, because I look pretty dumb doing it right there. But moving on, number 32, ice cream eating contest. In hot weather usually is the best place, because while they're eating it, the snow cone will start dripping on them, and they'll just be like faster trying to get it, all the ice cream in, and it's pretty funny. And if you have a lot of people doing it, then there's no telling what could happen. Nothing bad, but still, it'll be pretty funny. 33 is laughter police, and this one's kind of known pretty good. It's pretty funny. You just tell the people out there they're the laughter police, your subjects or whatever you want to call them, the people that are getting hypnotized. You can just tell them that they're the laughter police. You can get one person, make them the laughter police. It's better if you know them as being kind of bossy, because then they're more prone to kind of give the order. They'll just get up and just start yelling at people, and it'll make them laugh harder, making them angrier, and it's just pretty funny to watch. 34, secret agent. You can tell one of them they're a secret agent and that you're their villain, and they're trying to catch you. So you gotta, like, they'll be like sneaking up on you while your back's turned. Whenever you turn back around, they'll maybe stop in a weird pose, or if they're doing like a roll on the ground, they might just like, I don't know, just like to sit there cross-legged and just look at you smiling. You never know what they'll do. So that one's kind of it kind of works, but you just really don't know as much because your back's turned. You won't know what they're doing. 35 is a sleep gun or sleep dust, which is this. This is your sleep gun. Or if you got your sleep dust, here's your sleep dust. You just go, or boom, or and they'll go instantly back into hypnotic sleep. That one's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. Like if you do it in a small group, the other people will want to play with the sleep gun, or you can even give the sleep gun to the people getting hypnotized, and one of them just like starts shooting everyone. Then you're like, oh, don't you notice how the gun's pointing towards you? And then they start just sadly going boom, and then they shoot themselves and they go into hypnotic sleep. So there's a lot of ways you can use that one. It's kind of a short one, but it's pretty fun to use. 36, lost belly button. You lost your belly button. That's pretty much what it is. They're looking for their belly button. They can't find it. It's gone, and they're just like, what's my belly button? And they're doing stuff, crazy stuff, looking for it and accusing each other. that one's okay. Really, it isn't my favorite, but it works pretty well. I mean, lots of hypnosis people, stage hypnotic people or hypnotists. Sorry, just say they use it. So I mean, it must work pretty well if they all use it. But number 37, invisibility, and this one I do like, especially if you get a coward on the stage. Well, you can't really blame them for being scared because you're invisible. You make yourself invisible. You could pick up a shoe or an object or anything, or just go up and start tapping them on the shoulder or talking to them. They'll freak out. And they'll just jump up, scream, run. Make sure you tell them that there's a boundary, though. Otherwise, they could just leave. And you don't want that to happen. It's not good. But stuff like that happens, and it makes it more fun for the audience because the person's freaking out because you're there, but they don't see you. Glued to the floor or seat, that's 38. You're pretty much just glued there and they're trying to get up and they'll just be stuck to the chair. You can make it where the chair is stuck to the floor so they can't leave the ground, or you can make it where their hands stuck to that person and their feet are both stuck to the ground or something. You never know how that one will end out, but it's pretty good one. I mean, I give it maybe a 6 out of 10. Maybe my favorite, but still above average. 39, mean teacher. You're a mean teacher. This one, though, I want to be careful. Last time I did this, I had 2 girls flipping me off, so I know if you're okay with that kind of stuff in front of an audience, that's okay, but I didn't really think it was appropriate for the audience I had, so I didn't really like when they did that, so you might want to make sure you tell them that don't do anything bad or inappropriate or something like that, something, just make mean faces or stuff. Just be careful with that one if you have like a younger age crowd, or if you just don't want anyone like to do something bad. But well, that's a pretty fun one though. Just whenever your back's turned, they make faces or whatever at you, and then when you turn back around, they're all angelic. It's like, hey teacher, how are you? We're just being angels back here, like normal students. But that's what 39 is. Number 40, phone's funniest thing ever. This pretty much works with anything. You can even just make it your pinky. I mean, it's accessible. It's right here. Every time you just like, boom, show the pinky, they start laughing. And it's just the same with phones, wallets, pens, just whatever you want to use. So it's a pretty easy one. I mean, you can do this pretty much anywhere you go. You don't need any props. It's just there, and it's kind of funny for a little while, but you don't want to overuse it. Like, you might just make it a short one and then move on. Because if you do this for too long, then the crowd's just going to be like, well, what's he going to do next? Or she. But 41, superheroes. They come up with their own superhero name and their own superhero power. This one's pretty good. I mean, it just depends if you're a big superhero fan or not, if you like it or not. But you just turn them into their own superheroes. You make them make their own power up. It's pretty fun, but that one can go a lot of different ways, so it just depends on your audience how they accept it and what they do with it. Number 42, a werewolf. This one was pretty funny. I watched a video on this, and like he made the people up on the stage and a few people in the audience turn into werewolves. So not literally, but he's like, whenever you wake, you'll be a werewolf. And then when they woke up, they thought they were werewolves. They would get on the ground going, "Arrrr!" It was pretty funny. But then he like started making like 2 alpha werewolves, and they were like bowing up to each other and trying to show off who was the bigger werewolf. So it was pretty funny there. Number 43 is you're frozen, which you can just have fun with this one. Like, it's mainly meant for small crowds, in my opinion. But you just, whenever you like wake them up and tell them that you snap your fingers, they're instantly frozen. So just that, boom, they're frozen. You can go up, maybe take off their hat or hand them an object, do stuff like that. Then they wake up and they're like, how'd this happen? So it's pretty good. I mean, it's kind of fun if you just want to have a small joke on them. Number 43, you're frozen. Oh, no. Number 44, karate master. You make them into a karate master. They got all these sick moves. They're Jackie Chan, Lee something. I forgot his name. Sorry, I'm not a big karate fan myself. But the Karate Kid is whoever you want them to be. But they just like make up all these moves and they're just kicking, chopping, and you tell them to perform some kind of weird like bear claw strike, and then they do something weird, and then you're like, oh, that's awesome, why don't you show us the tiger jump, kick, backflip it. Don't tell them to do that though, because if they try a backflip and they can't, then you're in trouble. Just be careful with that one. But also, it's a pretty fun one to use, I guess. I only seen it once, and that was by Mark Savard, who I got a lot of this stuff from. Number 45, forget how to put on glasses, hat, or shoe, necklace, or jacket. So they just start trying to put it on, and you don't know how they're going to do it. So like when I saw this guy had a jacket, and he was trying to put it on, he just like stuck both arms through one sleeve and just kind of was like staring at the crowd like, what next? And he was doing, and then he just kept doing stuff to him like, you don't know how to put on a hat, so he's put it on his knee or something like it belonged there. I don't know what you'll use this, like what kind of prop that you'll use, but it does work pretty good. It's good for just off the top, just use something they got. But it's a good one, I guess. Number 46, at the beach. And this one's where you're at the beach, they can be back relaxing, tanning up, or you're out there at the beach, they can go swimming and get chased by a shark back to land. This one can go a lot of different ways, but it's usually pretty good. Just make sure you tell them to keep their clothing on, because then if they don't, you could be in trouble if you're in a place like school and they don't want you doing that there. But that's usually a good one to use. It's pretty funny when they get chased by a shark. That's the one I'd mainly use. Number 47, race car drive. Oh, by the way, on the lesson, don't let them get caught by the shark, because that could get scary. So just tell them to like swim faster and get back to land. Number 47, race car driver. They're a race car driver. They're going around the track. They're spinning out. They're just regular race car driver. It's just something kind of small to use. It's something that makes them feel like they're a NASCAR driver or whatever. And this is just used if you want to be nice to someone that likes NASCAR and wants to always be a NASCAR driver. That's always what they wanted to be. This is something kind of used for that. Just kind of make them a little happier. Just tell them, I'm going to make you a NASCAR driver today, because I know you like that. So that's just something you can use there. And let's see, I'm just going to tell probably the last 3 years or so, because I wrote some new ones between now and last year. The tickle gun, which is we shoot them and makes them laugh harder and harder. That's 77, and then I knocked out 78, so the new 78's human seatbelt, which is when you snap your fingers, the human next to them is like lunges over their lap and becomes a human seatbelt. Number 80, opera singer, where they sing in the opera, they're like, oh, which you don't want me to sing really, because it's a curse, not a blessing, so that was the closest I'm getting. Earlobe inspector, they just go around inspecting your lobes, telling the details, like, oh, this one's a big one, it's a good one, I mean, it's a healthy ear, I don't know what they'll say, but that one's a good one to use, it's pretty funny. And has to pee real bad, so they're kind of stuck there on stage. They get glue them to their seat, like I said earlier, and make them have to pee worse and worse. Make sure you tell them not to pee, though, because if they pee on stage while you're saying this, then yeah, that's going to be embarrassing for them and probably not make them kind of happy to do hypnosis again. So just make sure you tell them don't pee while you're on stage, but you know that you gotta pee. It's so bad. It's making it harder and harder and harder and harder to resist, and just stuff like that. But that's all I got for you, so please like, subscribe, just let me know if y'all have anything else y'all want me to do, or I'll try to get done. But just give me a holler and I'll try to answer back. Thank you.